In 6A, we have been discussing how to characterize data. In the following, I will work an example from the MyLab math assignment that will use StatCrunch. In this example, for 6A, we are asked to use StatCrunch to calculate mean and median number of hours which students exercise. In this problem, we are given a table of data which is quite large, so to do this by hand would take quite a bit of time. Fortunately, most statisticians that work with large amounts of data use Excel or other software in order to calculate summary statistics. We will practice using StatCrunch for this assignment. In order to open this assignment in StatCrunch, please make sure that you are signed in on Blackboard, and you can go straight to the StatCrunch window, or you should be able to click this icon and that will take you to StatCrunch. If that does not work the first time, you might close it and then try again, and often I find that fixes the problem. So I will click on this icon, open to StatCrunch. When you have the window open in StatCrunch, you'll see several menu options here on the top, and I encourage you to go ahead and look at a few of those. The edit, under edit, you'll be able to edit the table data. We'll have several options for how to analyze the data. Stat here, which is what we will use the most frequently, and graph. So graph allows you to graph the data, which will be useful in other sections. We are in this table given a few things, so it looks like for an individual we have whether that person is left-handed or right-handed. We have the number of hours that they exercise, and TV, the number of hours that they watch TV, and these are for students. So we were asked to find the mean and median number of hours that the student in the sample exercised per week. So we'll be using this column right here, exercise hours. I'll go to the top where it says the top menu ribbon where it says stat, and summary stats, which was what the overall topic of this section was. We'll click on summary stats and we'll go to columns, and the reason is because this data was entered in columns. When you're in this menu for summary stats, we wanted to calculate the mean and median for exercise hours, so click exercise hours. You can actually do this for both at once. If you'd like, you click Control, and if you'll click Control on your keyboard and click TV hours with your mouse, then you'll be able to get both of those. Right now, I'll just do the one. Because I wanted the mean and the median for exercise hours, I will click Mean, Control, Median, so that I've highlighted both of those statistics. I'll click Compute, and this will give me, for the total column of exercise hours, the mean and the median. So our mean here is 10.5. We'll go to my homework, 10.5, the mean number of exercise hours per week, and the median is 10. Fantastic. For TV hours per week, you will work through this in the exact similar method. Options, you can edit what you chose. Instead of exercise hours, I now want TV hours. Because I had mean and median already selected, I can compute. And now my mean number of TV hours will be 5.02, most likely on Netflix. And median would be 4. I'll then be given a chance to make a histogram. I encourage you to go slow through this process. Take your time. I do want to show you, you can make your own histogram. So if we want to make a histogram for exercise hours, I'll go to Graph, Histogram. I'll choose exercise hours. Frequency here, I see that is what is already labeled at the y-axis for the histograms pre-made for me in the multiple choice. Start, you can change these, so start and width. I see that the start values here are given, and the bin values as well. So the bin values would have been 10, and we would have started at 0. You don't have to do this, the graph will make it automatically, and most likely it will be, as you see, similar to the ones you see for the multiple choice. Here is an example of a histogram. Now, because I didn't choose bin sizes of 5, actually, I only looked at that label, then I'm missing a few of those. I could adjust that. My bin size should have been 5. I looked at these labels, but really each bar is 5 units wide. Compute, and here's a good histogram. I will match this with the options I have, and this looks closest to option B. Check my answer. And I will then be asked about the distribution. So whether the distribution is symmetric. If it's symmetric, then it should look very similar to the bell curve we discussed. Left skewed is what the tail on the left will extend versus right skewed where the tail on the right extends. We see that this looks right skewed. And lastly, what percentage of students in the sample are left-handed? To calculate this, I could add all of those up. So for right-handed, this was a binary option, so left or right. Fortunately, I'll be able to calculate this with StatCrunch quickly. I'm going to do so using a bar chart. So for the 3 columns, we haven't used this handedness. This was categorical. This is qualitative data. I'm going to go to the top right where it says graph, go to bar plot. I'm going to click on with data and choose that column, handedness. Now, from this menu, I'm going to scroll down here. There are some other options that you could use, but when I look at the homework, I notice that I need to answer this using a percentage. So for type, if I chose frequency, I would have to do a bit of math after that. So I'm going to see what other options there are, and I see percent here. I'm going to choose percent. This won't really affect your answers for ascending or descending, but we do want to scroll down here, and I want to choose value above bar. If I don't choose this, I'll only get the bar chart. So when I click on value above bar, that will make it easier to see the percentages immediately. You can change colors, the titles, etc., but that's really all I need for this problem. And I see that the question was, what percentage of students in the sample are left-handed? Now that I have this bar chart, we would expect fewer students to be left-handed, and it appears that 18% are left-handed. You'll notice that that adds to 100%. So 18%, and we have completed this problem. So this is how you can use StatCrunch for some of your homework in 6A.